Welcome to another episode of Gari-On Talks. Today, we're honored to have um, a woman who's well known in Belize and, internationally for her advocacy in the Garifuna culture, for her work as, an MC hosting events, for her work as a teacher, for her work in the culture and making sure the language is preserved by finding creative ways to have our people learn our language, the Garifuna language through creating books and games and through her work, in education. So we're very honored and pleased to have also a cousin of mine,
Right.
Dr. Gwen Nunez Gonzalez joining us. So, Gwen, I will hand it over to you so you can talk a bit about your background and how you got started, on your journey to, being here today.
Okay. Briti, where you, Mabriga? Good evening and greetings. Well, I was born in Hopkins village. Um, I was there until about when I was 5 years old.
Hmm.
Um, no, almost six. When I was six, I came to live in Dangria, and then I've been here since. I did Infant One at Holy Family RC in Hopkins. Infant Two to Standard Six, the Great Holy Ghost School.
Oh, yeah, all the way.
Like what say
Yeah,
here
yeah.
in beautiful Dangriga. Then I did high school, ecumenical, Dangriga, sixth form, ecumenical, Dangriga. Then I went to Jacksonville, Florida to attend the University of North Florida. And then I did my bachelor's through that university, my master's and my doctorate to Nova Southeastern University. I've always had a passion for culture in primary school. I was a part of the dance group. High school, the same thing, cultural clubs. And while in high school, in terms of speaking and reading Garifuna, I mean, in terms of reading and writing Garifuna, in high school, when I was 14 years old, I the the Garifuna committee asked my dad's permission for me to be a contestant in Miss Garifuna Belize pageant.
Hmm.
So, well, in those days, your parents make the decisions that you fall in, right? So my dad said, okay, but I was living in Dangriga, but they wanted me for Miss Hopkins. So
Hmm.
I went to practice in Hopkins with my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, Mrs. Marcella Lewis, was also an advocate in Garifuna Dole. And she was the first one who taught me how to read what she had written, read Garifuna.
Hmm.
So to go over it and then repeat and to go over it and then repeat and until we got our speech together. And then I was 14. When I was 16, I joined the National Garifuna Council. And then I started to teach Garifuna. We were under a little building. So we had a little room there where the Garifuna Council office was. And Mr. Pablo Lambe allowed us to use the space to teach Garifuna. So I started there, then I like stopped for a while, and then I became a trainer for Miss Garifuna Belize, Miss Garifuna Cultural Pageant. So apart from MC, I also started to write poems and
Hmm.
monologues and speeches in Garifuna and train the contestant. And my immersion into it really is not my choice. But when I got older and my grandmother, I guess she's sad that she didn't have the energy anymore. She took all her documents, her recordings, and some that people gave her, the really VH1 Uh,
Mhm. Cute.
Um, and then and her stack of writing and she gave them to me. She
Mhm.
bidasi hali lo bari lo
Mhm.
labaga do Garifuna do.
Oh, yes. She
Then
handed down,
we
she
went
passed it
to
down to
casting
you.
so that Garifuna go survive. I say who me grandma of all your grandchildren, me. I say I don't have
Mhm.
the patience that you have, and I am not as smart as you. So I
Mhm.
cannot do that.
Mhm.
He said, yes, you can. He said, and once you put your faith, Buffy and leader, way you the put
Mhm.
your faith in that great man, that
Mhm.
great spirit who we call Bungyo,
Mhm.
God, you'll be able to make it. I said, wow, what a tall order.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you answered it. You
Yes, I
might
told
not have been ready to be handed the baton, but
her,
you answered it. And look at you now.
I said, I don't have the patience. Sometimes I just want to give up because dealing with our own people can be a challenge.
Mhm.
But the only few who frustrate you, majority embrace you.
Mhm. Mhm.
That is how I move. Because she used to tell me, don't worry about the naysayers.
Mhm.
You're in leadership. If your group selects you as a leader,
Mhm.
because they have faith in you.
Yes. Yes.
So move ahead for those who have faith in you. Those who stand on the side and mock you, some will fall in because they see the good you're doing. Some will fall
Mhm.
in because of shame that you're
Mhm.
moving on anyway. The
Mhm.
success.
Mhm.
So I have been able to figure out creative ways of teaching Garifuna. So I
Mhm.
started Friday Garifuna. It's an online school that I call it. And so I've been teaching Garifuna from that. And I've also gotten involved with the Eurome project with an aim, which main aim is to preserve the Garifuna language. And we've been able year before to go to Eurome, our mama land,
Mhm.
for the entire month of July to teach Garifuna to our brothers and sisters there. That was
Wow.
awesome. Awesome. You
Mhm.
know,
And when did that start?
so that started about 2 years ago.
Okay.
We didn't go last year, and we won't go this year either.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's an expensive venture. And then the National Garifuna Council and the Battle of the Drum Secretariat joined forces and formed the Garifuna Language Commission. And then I was asked to chair that, but I said no, I won't chair. I can co-chair. So
Mhm.
they agreed to that, and then so I am co-chair with Dr. Alberita Enriquez.
Mhm.
Both of us are co-chair of that commission. And we have been able since last year, the Youth Commission, to come up with a curriculum to teach Garifuna in 8 schools. Um, we have we have those 8 pilot, and then we have others who we call soft rollout.
Okay.
We give them this support, and so they won't go into Garifuna in depth like those main schools that we're piloting the curriculum in.
Mhm. So soft schools are like almost like
We have Holy
introductory
Ghost.
courses.
Yes, so we have Holy Ghost. We have Sigurd Heart here in Dangriga. So I've been working along with those. So we have been able to put a document together with phrases in Garifuna and English.
Mhm.
All that you can think about the instruction that you give at school. Raise your hand, sit, may I go to the restroom, the manners,
Mhm.
we have a whole uh, cadre of topics, the weather, and we've been able to create jingles. I've created some. My sister from school has also, Doris Sabal, she has also created some. We have some from the late Mr. Clifford Palacio. He translated some of the English jingles, and then the great one and only my brother from another mother, James Lovell, that
Mhm.
great artist who I admire so much. He came to Belize, and then he taught us. And so some I learned from my daughter. She was in the summer training with him. I
Mhm.
told her to go and join. And then she came and then she taught me. So I've been teaching those around like good morning.
Mhm.
Binafi, ida biya binafile, magadiatina uwadigati, ida biya again. Right?
Oh,
Yes. And when you go to Gulisi
that's
and you hear all the others, there's so many that I don't know. But I'm
mhm.
learning them as you go along.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
as as fun way of learning my online, I also have a WhatsApp group. And
Mm.
that WhatsApp group, I would record, I would challenge my students, right? I would sing Briti Benafi and let them sing it back to me.
Mhm.
Or Are You Sleeping? Bar- Brother John. Baru mugu ya sayong, baru mugu ya sayong, nati huang, nati huang, bo haliweyu, bo haliweyu, iyo ragwaba, iyo ragwaba.
Mhm.
Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? That one. So
Nice. I like that.
translated that one, and then at the preschool early childhood level, the early child sang clean up,
Mhm.
everybody clean up. So I challenged the whole family. I said, "Let some jingle that
Mhm.
nobody when the children clean up that they can." So my sister took up the challenge. She teaches at the Holy Family RC School in Hopkins. Say, Warumadahati ya, Warumadahati ya, Higogirahia, Higogirahia, Budawa Mogarada, Budawa Mai Ife, Haru Mogalamoga, Haru Mogalamoga. Right, so we're promoting these now, and we're all excited.
Oh, it sounds exciting.
Song this year. So that's what we're venturing on. Then
Nice.
with the Euromate project, we have three categories of learners that we've divided our learning into. We're at a pause right now. So this summer I'll be training because I am in charge of training the trainers.
Mhm.
So I put a document together. So that's what we've been using. So and the challenge is getting people for the long haul, you know.
Mhm.
It's a voluntary thing, so we
Mhm.
have to respect people's decision and time. So we're
Mhm.
grateful for the time that they've given us. So we regrouped, and found additional people. So I'll be training them
Mhm.
in July, August, thereabout, so that in September, when school reopens, we kick off.
Mhm.
And then, so there's a face-to-face component with that on Saturdays,
Mhm.
and there's an online, that's for level one. Level one, you don't know to speak Garifuna, so you want to speak. Then level two, no, so level one has an online component and a face to face. The face to face is Saturdays at Ecumenical. Then you have level two, those who speak Garifuna, sorry, those who understand but don't speak well. So I am in charge of those.
Mhm.
So I use songs, I use pictures so they can put their sentences and the thoughts. So it's in there, but to bring
Mhm.
it out.
Right.
So yes, so I do a lot of conversation, but they
Mhm.
can bring it out and correct. And that we're going fine. And then we have level three. In level three, you speak Garifuna. You may not necessarily know how to read and write it properly, but you speak. So we speak Garifuna, we speak in Garifuna about all topics that we can think about. So when you shoot a topic, we just talk Garifuna so that
Mhm.
that space is there for that usage of the language. And then I have been able to convince my daughter and my niece to do some publications like me. So
Mhm.
in terms of publication, I have the Garifuna Dictionary. It's a
Mhm.
brainchild of Baba Eroy Cayetano,
Mhm.
my package here. And then I asked myself, how can I teach Garifuna in a fun way
Mhm.
that learners will immerse themselves and still enjoy it? And I said, okay, came to me that I can do puzzle. So I created this puzzle. This is
Mhm.
volume 2. I have volume 1. I'm finishing volume 3, but I'm doing that kind of thing myself. So, but I've gotten somebody who I will hire to type it out, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna write it and print this. So
Mhm.
this now I have different topics.
Mhm.
Not sure they clear them. You have different
Mhm.
topics, right? And themes, and then so you learn the words in context.
Mhm.
So, like for example, this is clothing.
Mhm.
The crossword puzzle and the Garifuna words that you will find in the puzzle, and right
Mhm.
across the page you have the meaning. You have the
Mhm.
word in Garifuna and English. Some
Right.
people have been able to use it as a mini dictionary.
Mhm. Mhm.
So each volume I find different topics, and so like some of the fun ones that we have, the words that they spell the same, but the accent on the vowel is different,
Mm.
differs, right? In No, the accent on the vowel changes the meaning of the word.
Okay. You wanna give an example?
So, for example, now, like in this book on page 33, right?
Mhm.
This book deals with um, crime. For example, one example is crime. D-U-R-U, duru. So let's say, oh, biduru lira. So you're guilty of whatever mischief, right?
Mhm.
Then you have the measle, duru, right? There's an accent over the last U.
Mm.
Mhm. Then
Okay.
also the word thick spells the same way with an accent over the last U. Then you have a word like F-U-N-A, funa, right? Right.
Mhm.
Funa mago, um, funa, um,
Bimina.
funa bimena, right? But
Mhm.
then when you talk, we say funa bimena.
Mhm.
When you say bimena, funa,
Mm.
funa. Mhm. Then then you have F-U-N-A again and red, funa. Then
Mm.
you have so for those now the accent is over the A.
Oh, okay. Kuna.
Then then you have perhaps, maybe, funa. The
Mm.
accent is on
Also,
the
it's
B.
tree. That one is unique. It's a
Yes.
tree
So
different one. Wow.
uh, accent is on the U.
Oh,
Say
okay.
funa.
Funa.
Funa. I will say funa. That is red or perhaps.
Mhm.
Red or right. We say funa.
Mhm.
Mafuna. So then when they talk mafuna.
Mhm.
Mafuna need you mafuna. Right?
Mhm.
Then the same thing with duru. You have DURU3. But the first
Mhm.
one has no accent, that's the crime. Biduru.
Mhm.
Those are the appearance. There's some people want label. Biduru. You're guilty.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hmm. And then we have like GALE. When the accent is on the first A, you say gala.
Gala
That's not
business.
empty having content. So gala ti budingle, right?
Mhm.
Gala ti tabarasile. It has in something.
Mhm.
No, when you talk about people with light complexion, you say gala, gala ti tura, gala
Mhm.
ti lu. right? The A, the accent is on the second A. Yeah. So, and we have a lot like those. For example, like Numa. See the bien Numa.
That one of your favorite words, Gwen?
Ida bien Numa. Like that's a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's a female friend, Numa. Ida bien Numa.
Mm-hmm.
Then we say Numa with me. Came on Numa. Let's go with me.
Mm-hmm.
Numa. That has no accent on any of the vowels. So and we have a lot of words like that. And then we also have words where they spell the exact same way, sound the same way, but depends on how you use them.
Mm.
Yep, up.
What an example of that one day.
Example of that one day, right? Like Gumadi.
Madi.
Gumadi. 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 Gumadi is the rule. The rule, the laws, also. Um, Gumadi is also government.
Mm-hmm.
A leader being Gumadi. Those who are in power, government. Or to order or command somebody.
Okay.
When you go there, say, well, oh, the, Baguma Dirua, Guma de Wadib,
Mm-hmm.
who have been ordered, commanded. Then also the word Insha, Incha, Insha. So Insha, when you wash your hair,
Mm-hmm.
people like go and say, never Ashibe Nidubri. That's the act, right? I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
wash my hair, literally saying, but once you say never Insha, you know automatically, if you're if you're in that conversation, you know you're going to wash your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Insha also is to thread a needle.
Oh.
When they say insha bay agusa, low filo, thread the needle with the thread, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then to extend one's hand. That if
Okay.
I have this phone and it's over there, I can tell you insha bay gaga morleno, hand me the phone.
Mm-hmm.
In- I say insha bay buobuno, right? Insha. And we have a lot like those. Even the word buna to plant.
Mm-hmm.
But we also use that in terms of when people like in a fighting mood and to hit severely, right? It's a buna bolo. You ever hear that? That's how I hear the buna bolo. I say put it pana.
Fighting words.
Fighting
Fighting
word.
words.
Really. Mhm.
Ah,
Then you have garaba. You've heard garaba, right?
yes.
And that's where
I'm thinking of the
where
yes.
it's flat.
You
That's a
have the
style
hair when you plait, it go
style of
in.
braid.
That's a
Uh,
cornrow. The one
yes,
that
then you
come
have the
out.
garaba, the turn
Yeah.
out, the turn. And garaba is also coconut oil.
Really?
Yep. I learned
Ooh.
that from Honduras. I'm like, Garaba, when they were talking, I was so puzzled because the only Garaba I know is the plat, the
Mm-hmm.
reverse, right? And say no, Garaba is coconut oil. Mhm. So I've been able to do that. So the third one is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have I also use as part of my resource this book from my grandmother. The
Mm-hmm.
poor book tired, but I don't want to part with it.
Mm-hmm.
So Walagate Marcella.
Okay. And where can people get a copy of that?
Okay, this they can go online. They can go online. The lady who publishes this,
Mm-hmm.
she is online. That's Judy Loom.
Okay. So
Hmm.
can people get it on Amazon or they have to reach out to this lady to get
I'm
it?
not sure if it's on Amazon, but I know you can get it online.
Mhm. Okay.
So I only have a few because you send some to us to sell. So
Mhm.
where you are, far, you can get this on Amazon.
Mhm.
Then you give me a quick minute.
Okay.
And I've also been able to create games to teach Garifuna. I have one Iyawo, then I have one numero to learn
Mhm.
numbers.
Mhm.
So this is our final, I mean not final, latest publication. So
Oh, I
this is
like the cover. Look at that.
it.
I
So
like
she
the
did
cover.
that.
Mhm.
And she's
Beautiful.
Carolyn Gonzalez.
Huh?
She's a teacher at Armenia preschool.
Mhm.
And so this book teaches you the numbers in Garifuna, how to
Mhm.
say the numbers in Garifuna. And it's also a coloring book.
Mhm.
So color different things and there are
Oh,
different
cool.
sections. Yeah.
Mhm. I like
And
that.
each section has its own instruction to learn one.
Mhm.
These are a lot that the Garifuna implements.
Mhm.
Actually do these with shapes from her
Mhm.
computer. The
Mhm.
section with shapes, yes. And then some of the stuff she
Mhm.
um,
Nice.
yes. So this goes for $20. Then there's a
Mhm.
section to teach
Oh,
color.
it's
So
cool.
the color based on the number.
Mhm.
So only. Then this one,
And where can people get a copy of that one?
okay, for this they'll have to contact me for now. I
Mhm.
have finally gotten a link on for Amazon. So I'm studying that to see how we can get that going.
Mhm.
So right now it's published in Belize.
Mhm.
And so I was trying to find cheaper ways of publishing.
Mhm.
Publishing is expensive. Then
Yeah.
this
So
one,
people can reach out to you on Facebook to
yes,
ask
on
you the
Facebook,
okay to purchase one.
yes, Facebook, under my name, Gwen Nunez Gonzalez.
Mhm.
Can send me an inbox or a message. Then this one is done by my niece,
Mhm.
Marissa Sabal. She's a
Mhm.
teacher at Gulisi.
Mhm.
Yes, one Garifuna. And this teaches you now um, the names of families in English and Garifuna.
Ah,
So for
nice.
example, say Nuguyale, this is me, and it's
Mhm.
highlighted. So like Nuguya is highlighted. So this is a female, and
Mhm.
then me. So you know that Nuguya is me.
Mhm.
Mhm. Then Namule, my little brother. La vida hai Namule, my little brother is sweeping. So the word here is Namule and my little brother.
Mm.
Yeah. So and
Very nice.
also as part of our excitement, the Pablo Lambe Foundation has also been publishing. They've done one um with the shapes. It's my book. All right, it's under my stack of stuff over there. So they've done one with shapes.
Mhm.
This you can get on Amazon, right?
Okay, sheets and Garifuna.
The
Okay.
shapes in Garifuna. They've also done one with the letters of the alphabet, the vowels.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. So you can find those. It's on the Paralambe Foundation. So a
Mhm.
lot of resources coming out around. We have Mr.
Mhm.
Cayetano. Um, I'm trying to remember his first name. But he has also created another coloring book
Mhm.
to teach uh, the numbers in Garifuna. So
Mhm.
a lot of effort.
Yes, yes.
So I've been immersing myself in that and encouraging others. I've translated books as well.
Mhm.
It's a book Judy B and me. I should have thought about it. Yeah, so Judy B and me. I didn't write it, but a doctor friend wrote it, and then so she reached out to me to translate it in Garifuna.
Mhm.
So it is in English and Garifuna.
Mhm.
So Judy B and Noguya too
Mhm.
much.
Hey, great.
Yes, so all the goodness that has been happening.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, a lot of goodness.
mhm.
Yeah.
And so now with the Garifuna in Schools program now, we've divided ourselves. So I'll be in charge of 4 schools to
Mhm.
coach and help guide them. We have that's through the Garifuna Language Commission. We have Dr. Enriquez, who will do Barranco and Punta Gorda. We have Mrs. Dativa Martinez. She's in charge of Georgetown and St. Bite.
Mhm.
And another good thing is that the University of Belize, through the Regional Language Center, will actually start to teach Garifuna this month right here. So
Nice.
I'll be facilitating that. If we have enough people registered.
Mhm. Good. Thank you for sharing all of that, Gwen. I am impressed with all that you've done and are doing
Good.
and
Yes,
actively doing.
grace
So
of God.
thank
Amen.
you for all that you do and making it your life's mission, your life's
Mission.
work. You know,
Yes,
your grandmother would be so proud to see
yes, it brings
how
me joy. It
you
brings
have
me
just
joy.
expanded and taken this,
Hmm.
to another level.
That's right. And there's so many others who are um, pushing to learn Garifuna as well, to teach Garifuna. And then
Mhm.
there's a group of Garinagu from the different Garifuna communities, countries, United States as well. They're trying to standardize the writing of Garifuna. As I pick up some books and I really have a hard time. There's no
Mhm.
structure to the writing. I don't know what they're trying to say. If I don't see the English, then I feel like, oh, this is what they're trying to say. But I think the standardization. Well, I'm from the school of Roy Cayetano,
Mhm.
right? In terms of the grammatical and formal writing, because his way makes sense to me because I
Mhm.
see structure, there are rules, and I believe that's the way to go because it doesn't matter where you are. You pick it up once you understand the rule, you know what you're
Mhm.
reading and how you're
Right.
going to do it. Yes.
Right. Okay, great. Um, so I know you spoke about your upbringing that you lived in Hopkins until the age of 6 and then grew up in Dangriga. But what was it like growing up Garifuna back then?
Oh, except in Hopkins, we were immersed um, in everything Garifuna. People who came to the community, they learned the language, they adapted to us,
Mhm.
right? But now people adapting to whosoever comes. So that's the language is being sacrificed in that way. And when I moved to Dangriga, I realized that a lot of my schoolmates, they were not fluent in Garifuna, although they
Mhm.
were Garinagu, right? So that generation started right there. Um, but in my home, I was not allowed to speak Garifuna to my aunt and my uncle, and I see that as a blessing now. After I learned Creole, I would want to speak Creole like everybody else. They said, no, you have to learn the Creole. We don't speak it here, not to us. And so that helped me to continue to speak my language. Whereas a lot of my friends, they understand, but they don't speak because they
Mhm.
were not forced to answer back.
Mhm.
I think that's one of the challenges, and that's the key to sustain it. In my household, when I had my family, the same rule. The challenge was when my daughter started preschool.
Mhm.
She would come and try to mix up, but I told her no that. This will say, tell me back, and the conversation always continues as well. So growing up Garifuna in a Garifuna environment was helpful because I was able to interact with the elders, right? And hear their story and see the usage of the language, learn new words, learn traditions, and see and also know I can pass them on based on what I have learned from them. I was able to question them when I wasn't clear, and
Mhm.
they gave me the clarity that I needed. And I volunteered to just whatever activities I'm there. And when I know there's a cultural activity, I attend. I am very interested in it. And I would look at the drummers and I come home and I practice on the table, then I practice on pan, then I upgraded myself to like bucket. And after bucket, I upgrade to drums, right? On my own practice. So that cultural immersion, see that all the time, ignited this interest and allowed me to learn more and do my trial and error in whatever I'm doing very familiar. So
Mhm.
and then our food was always our staple food, kudutu, tarasa, bundiga, arabada, man, used to make kuretu, letu, different things. Our coffee was the patch hagrahu. You know the hagrahu plant?
I've heard of it.
Yes, that our purpose plant. They lash you with that. We're saying we're not going to tantrum. So tantrum, work you with that video. Have to cool off. So that
Ah,
so they hagrahu has a seed. They patch that, then they tie it in a cloth, and then they boil it. Nice blue coffee, girl. And then when you
nice.
go to Beluria, you get coffee with corn or from rice.
Oh,
They patch
really?
corn, yes, and then they patch the rice, and they put it in a big cloth, and they put a big pot, and just let it to constantly boil. And you get to coffee.
Okay.
Oh, you hardly see that. Maybe I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
in,
I didn't
in,
know you could make
out
like
of the shop.
your own coffee.
Yes, man.
Nice.
One thing.
All right. So I want to switch gears a little bit. So I will share my screen.
Right?
See here. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will show you the images, some images, and you tell me the Garifuna word for them.
Okay.
So this is the first one, school.
Okay. School, la escuela. So school is la escuela.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So as you see in the background, this is Golese.
You see?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of your experience and how children learn, what has been your experience in them, you know, learning the language? Do you find it easier or to teach younger kids versus, older or let's say teenagers, people in like say high school? the way how they, embrace the
Yes,
language.
language. I um I am more teenage and adult learners, right?
Mhm.
For me, I know that depends on their interests. The younger folks, they embrace it faster. If they constantly hear it,
Mhm.
you hear them. Yeah.
Mhm.
For the older folks, those who are really interested, they learn faster, and those who are just there.
Mhm.
But the songs, they learn the songs faster,
Mhm.
right? Even if they don't understand what they're saying, but they learn the song. So, and singing and nursery rhymes help you in terms of your diction and pronunciation with languages.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Do you think that's the reason why you all have sort of like invested in these jingles or
Mm-hmm.
nursery rhymes so
Yes.
our babies can pick up the
Mm-hmm.
language and
Correct.
make it more fun
Fun. That's right.
by singing
Very
it.
fun. Correct.
Hmm. Nice. So the other one is classroom.
Okay. So in in terms of the word room, the word for room is songburu,
Hmm.
right? That's room, but you won't use that for room as in a classroom. That's a room like in a bedroom in your house.
Hmm.
The rooms in your house. So classroom now, you would say like l'escuela rugo, and in terms when you're discussing, you would say like that ubaro, that space, yeah, in the classroom. So there is a one word for classroom person.
Hmm.
But the children there is sanigu.
Hmm. And the other
L'escuela,
one,
the
yeah,
students, the word
yes.
for students,
Hmm.
escuela.
And the other one is a teacher.
Maestro,
Nice too.
maestro. Meisturu.
Hmm.
Maestro.
Which is similar to the Spanish word, no?
Yeah, similar. As Spanish is maestro or
Hmm.
maestra. Is maestro.
This one is the Garifuna drum.
Drum. Okay. The word for drum depends on your territory. Some will say gararu and some say garawon.
Mm-hmm.
Some community say garawon.
Mm-hmm.
In my territory, we say gararu. And then for that's the general word for drum, but each drum has its name.
Mm-hmm.
So you have segunda and primero.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm. And the
And this one
Euromena
is the Garifuna flag.
flag. Panidira. Panidira.
Mm-hmm. And what does the Garifuna flag mean to you?
Okay, to me, it's a symbol of identifying myself as a Garifuna. It's a symbol of strength, focus, and identity.
Mm-hmm. So I know you do a lot of traveling to try
Yes.
and spread the word.
Mm-hmm. Apayat.
So,
Traveling. Apayat.
mhm. Fayad.
Nah. So the word for traveling, Apayat.
Mm-hmm.
So the female traveler, Afayahatu.
Mm.
Then the male traveler, Afayahati.
And then you're traveling and trying to spread the word. What have you learned from some of those experiences?
from traveling.
Mhm,
I've learned that generally we're in the same situation across the globe as Garifuna people and
mhm,
people of African descent, indigenous people. Our plight is same.
mhm,
The challenge with language preservation, same across.
mhm,
Mhm. And I've also learned that we are an intelligent people because it doesn't matter where I've been, I've found many Gwens
mhm,
ensuring that their culture and language survive no matter what.
mhm, mhm,
So, and I realized through traveling that we're more similar than different.
mhm,
Mm.
mhm. And I like that you're able to, share what you know and being so open and willing to share what you know. I think that's very important, you
Because
know.
for any language to carry on, although over there are certain things will change because that's the
Mhm.
dynamic of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you share what you know and somebody else shares what they now know,
Mhm.
it's building capacity,
Yeah,
it's empowering. Some
yeah.
people don't want to share because they feel like they will lose their power. No,
Mhm.
you gain power
Yes, you
because
do.
then you are empowering others.
Yes,
And everybody has his or her own touch and flavor.
yes.
So it doesn't matter how many people I have taught, people still come back to me. So I don't lose my power per se,
Mhm, mhm.
right? And I don't see it that way. I'm glad when others learn and they take it another level. For example,
That's right.
I have a student. I'm so impressed with him, right? He's in my class and then he learns and then he gets on TikTok.
What?
Yes, and he does this thing on TikTok. He will show me, ask me to do corrections, and then voila, he takes it from there. So, and
And
that's
that's what we need. That's how,
excites me.
as
It
you said,
excites me.
take it to
So
another
yes,
level.
that's what I want. Correct.
Mhm, mhm.
And then I had a student. The same thing with I like was challenging with jingles. So she came up with her own, and I've been able to use that now to open my class to
Look
teach
at that.
other students so that they can learn. I teach the
Mhm,
teachers. I teach my trainers so that when they go into the classroom and teach those others that they can learn. Ara
mhm.
sedina, ara sedina, lo nayanuha, nayanuha, lida garifuna, agibuguya,
Mm,
agibuguya.
Bubu.
Arasedina, Arasedina, Lunayanoha, Nayanoha, Lida Garifuna, Lida Garifuna, Agibuguya, Agibuguya.
Bubu.
Hey, one of my learners came up with that. That name
Very
crossed
nice.
mine. Yes.
Very nice.
Lita Mas.
Mm,
That's her creation. So I asked her permission. He said no
mm,
problem. So
mhm.
we recorded that, and the schools they are singing that. When I do
Very nice.
workshop and we start, they say, I am ready, I am ready, I'm ready to learn
Garifuna.
Garifuna. How about you? I'm ready to speak
Other
Garifuna. How
yeah.
about you? Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Very nice. That's the power of sharing and
That's right.
inspiring the next generation.
Amen.
Alright, so
Mm-hmm.
I did a screenshot of what was it? Garifuna Survival Day.
Yes, that
I'm
look like.
assuming this was from 2020 because I see people wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let to say, you know, your voice, especially in Belize, is a voice that we all recognize, from all the years of hosting these various events. So, what is it like being up there and having that ability to hold people attention and connect with them, you know, through the power of being a host. an MC, a mistress of ceremonies.
Okay. So the Garifuna word for speaking is ayanuha. Ayanuha. In terms of this gift that God has blessed me with, that's how I see it. I've been able to educate, entertain, and over the years, because of my learning in terms of classroom management, I've been able to use those skills, those strategies as well to control an audience. Doesn't matter how huge they are, how huge it is. So the ability gives me a great satisfaction when I'm there and I'm engaged with people. I love the stage, I tell you. So I love MC. So when I'm there and then the audience, whether it's a formal, semi-formal, or a chagagaru event, you know, entertaining event, dialogue, connecting with the audience.
Mhm,
Because when you're on the stage, let's say when you have like, for example, like band concerts and so, when you get that feeling, when you feel that positivity, and some of them might want to get rolling, you know, a nice way of controlling, nice comical way of control and bringing order.
mhm,
I am blessed to have that ability. So I know that that is one of my many strengths,
mhm,
and I don't take it for granted.
mhm,
And one thing, I respect my audience. So you will get back what you dish out.
mhm,
Correct. So that's why I move and operate. So that's why I
mhm,
think about it.
mhm. So do you also, I know you said you you're a teacher. So you teach,
I teach
you teach your
24/7.
students, you teach teachers to be teachers. So
Mm-hmm.
do you pass on, some of the skills that you have in terms of being up there and, like you said, commanding the audience
Yes, so
and being someone who is able to read the audience and knows what to say
mm,
to keep their attention.
yes, so I've noticed that certain things are innate. They just in you.
Mm,
Like some people say, like, "Oh, you do that." I said the thought just come to me.
mm,
But I've been able to coach others. Um, like for example, here in Nigeria, I have a young lady Warisi. I take Warisi under my wings, MC and to guide, and she listens. One smart, beautiful, intelligent young lady. So, like, if people ask me to do certain things and I don't have the time, I touch base with her and tell her, do you have the time so she can fill in? And when she's not clear about something, she'll come and we talk about it. And I tell her and she repeats it and picks it up and then she goes.
mhm,
So those are some of the things that I do. And if I'm at an event and some of the younger MCs here and I see, okay, maybe there's certain words that they use that are not correct. For example, people like to say sponsors, right? And I've heard a few, and I said, no, there isn't a word sponsor or sponsors,
mhm,
right? So like that, I'll make the correction. I will say,
mhm,
maybe if you try this instead of this in terms of quote control, or if you when you start this approach, get a little tips,
mhm, mhm.
and
And
then
I
they have
think that's
some.
important.
Yes, before the MC, they will come and some call me for me to give them some tips or what should they think about, or and some if I'm at an event, the MC they'll come and how I do, to get that
Mhm.
from me. I said,
That is
okay,
great.
you do good, you good, make we this way and that way. So
Mhm,
like that, and I'm willing because we will die always learning.
mm. So, this was when
Yes,
we went to
New York.
to the Bronx. Because we heard, my sister and I heard you were gonna be there, and
Mhm.
and you
Yes, I
would
was so
be
happy to see you guys.
selling your book. So I said, let us show up for Gwen.
That's right. I appreciate that.
So
But
my sister, and my nieces, we went there that day,
yes,
and we ended up going to a concert. We had no idea that was
yeah.
gonna happen. So that was a fun time.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah,
But Aurelio,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes, and discuss.
yeah. So the word for this one is
Writing.
riding.
Abur,
Mm-hmm.
aburha. So
Mm-hmm.
writing. Aburha. Now in Garifuna, we have two U, although the vowels are the same, we have two U. We have a U with the two dots to the top, and we call
Mm-hmm.
that gaguti. So like having eyes. And we
Damut.
have maguti.
Oh,
Without,
mabut.
without the two dots, it's maguti. So you have two U, gaguti, maguti.
Mm-hmm.
And they give you complete different sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I said some people like to mix up. Like some people mix up this word uma and uma.
Mm-hmm.
One is UMA without the two dot. One
Mm-hmm.
is one is maguti MA, one is gaguti MA.
Mm-hmm.
The uma is with. Remember earlier when I gave the example Numa and
Mm-hmm.
Numa, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Taibuga and Numa. Numa Tiabi, Numa Liabi. But then you would ask, how about Uma Bidi? Who will you go with? That's Maguti MA,
Mm-hmm.
right? And with. But when you say Uma, that's Gaguti MA, we're talking about the highway, streets, road, Eli Picado.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Two completely different. But people like
Mm-hmm.
to use them as synonyms, but that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
It's Uma and Uma.
Okay.
Like the word Gura, G, Kaguti, R, A. Then
Mm-hmm.
you have Ura, G, Maguti, R, A. So the Belizean national anthem, and I'll be correcting and I won't stop because two different words. They
Yeah.
say people like this. The anthem goes like this: Gura, oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
Mm-hmm.
right? Gura, put on
Mm-hmm.
your armor. That's what English says, right? So put on your armor. Gura, tie, and then they like to say Gura, oh my. No, Gura is drink. I told them you're gonna die because you're drinking the armor, right? So it's Gura and not Gura.
Uh,
Different words.
go
Mhm.
rock and go rock.
Yeah,
Okay, now we know.
right.
So this
Mm-hmm.
one is showing Garifuna
My
people
people.
celebrating.
That's right. So the plural form, when you say Garifuna people, you say Garino.
Mhm,
Garifuna people, the word is Garino. Because that's a plural
mhm.
form. So if we say Garifuna, we're talking about the language or an individual.
And
Yeah,
the book
Garada.
which you've shown us,
That's
the
right.
Garifuna dictionary.
The word for book is Garada. Letter, book, those are called Garada.
Mhm,
Papers, Garada. Typing sheet, Garada. Mm. Anything paper, Garada.
mhm. So when you're not doing all the things that you do
But
that
I
we've
normally
discussed, let's say on your downtime, what other hobbies or hobby you have that you engage in?
okay, apart from MC, right? I don't mention MC.
Mhm,
I love to read and do a lot of research.
mhm,
And I love to watch a lot of documentary on my downtime.
mhm,
Documentary, about people's lives, documentary about other cultures, because then that helps me to focus on what I can do for my Garifuna
Mhm.
culture. Right now, I'm putting together, I have a book that I've written, a lot of short stories in Garifuna, ready for our animation project.
Ooh,
Yes, so
that
I'm,
sounds
I'm
groundbreaking. Wow.
getting a gaming laptop.
Mhm.
Yes, so then to do animation, so I've written what I want. Then as well, another project I started and I stopped, but I'll revisit once we get the Garifuna language program off the ground. I
Mhm.
said, I don't want to change any of my projects. So I said that was urgent, the Garifuna language program document.
Mhm.
So I will be doing a YouTube channel
Mhm.
about our lives.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go in different communities. I always thank God for my little tuk tuk and bless it every day so that it will get me going.
Mhm.
Because there's so many untold stories.
Mhm.
There's so many other people behind the scenes we don't know of. Like about me and the others who are the fofo. There are many behind the scenes. We need to
Mhm.
get their
Mhm.
stories.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's what I want to do in the raw farm.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that's what I'll be working on. I started a YouTube channel or just posting stuff on it, but
Mhm.
mm, I will
Yeah.
update it, and then I've been getting little tips from others how we're gonna do it.
Mhm.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Nice. I
Mhm.
mean, that's, a little bit of what I'm doing. The
Yes.
mission of this is to, um, one of the mission is to bring awareness to the language,
Mhm.
our culture, but mainly the language, and inspire, motivate people to want to learn the language.
Mhm.
And the way that I can think of is what I'm doing now, have our people tell their stories,
That's right. That's very true.
and through us seeing ourselves on the screen, we you learn from that person
Mhm.
and know that if they can do it, you can do it, all sharing their self, their experience, and what they've been through. And despite all of that, they're still able to make it and still be Garifuna, you know.
Correct.
So
Yeah, and people
that's one
must
of the
learn.
main missions.
Yes, that it doesn't matter how higher education, it shouldn't deprive you of losing yourself,
Yes.
right? And then there's some people want to put you in this box. For a certain level of education, they must have to behave in a certain way. And
Mhm.
I said, no, that is just a little knowledge that I know. That's not going.
Mhm.
I want to be going. I'm comfortable being going.
Yeah.
When that drum rattle, namulelwa, that's the first one in front of the drummers. Hey, that brings me joy.
Ah.
So,
Yeah.
and I go into the Gayusa section. Or if we don't have enough drummers, I hold on to a drum. Hey,
Mm. I did not know you were a drummer, Gwen. I did
no,
not know that.
I, I,
What?
I,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
watch
a
your
Joshua.
video, I think, and then I see you to beat the drum. I said, "What? I never know Gwen to play drum. I had no
Yes,
idea."
I taught myself by going to
Very
different
nice.
cultural activities and
Mm.
watching the drummers. And first I had to get the rhythm in my head and the
Mhm.
hand movement in my head. And after
Mhm.
that, hey. But I'm not like Joshua and Teigi and the Caliber.
Mhm.
I'm not
They
reaching.
live, eat, and breathe it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, very nice. Very nice. So we've seen samples of your work.
Yes. Mhm.
What I did, and if you'll allow me to just switch here a little bit. Um, so this is something that you had shared to me with me, I guess back in 2002.
Oh,
where you spoke about, giving thanks to the Ignacio
Cacho.
Culture Library,
Yes, they had featured
and they
me.
right
Mm.
did a little
I forget all
bio.
about that.
Yeah, and all your achievements up
Mhm.
to, then. And when you reflect on, how, how far you've come, what do you how do you feel about, all that you've been able to achieve up to this point? And what do you say to someone who have such aspirations?
Okay. I my buzzword is gratitude,
Mm,
Jeremy. I feel blessed and grateful for the ability to share what I know. And my knowing is not of myself.
mhm,
There are times I see that I am guided by the Holy Spirit and my ancestors. Because out of nowhere, I am somewhere where I didn't even think that I was gonna go, or idea have to come to me,
mhm,
And then I was like, yeah, didn't think about that.
mhm,
So I feel like at times I am guided. Um, I write a lot of poems as well,
mhm,
and and after my sister died, like I was by the beach, and then this song just started coming to me about forgiveness. Like suddenly it came to me that I'm to do a song about forgiveness. Out of
mhm,
the blues, I said I'm not a songwriter, you know, but I'm by the beach after the funeral, and I said, I just need my downtime now. Got my hammock, went by the beach, and I'm there relaxing, and the song came to me. Watina bubungyo baba ferudu bay suna charu hudugwatina giyebu ogieti watina bubungyo baba ferudu na bay suna charu hudugwatina giyebu ogete idargobawa lowarihini bigarugo luwagogorowa bise habo lumabareni won bungi yubaba ferundubawa idargobawa lowarihini bigarugo luwagogorowa bise habo lumabareni won bungi yubaba ferundu bawa ferundu 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 udugoti na bon ferundu 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 udugoti wabun ferundu 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 udugoti na bon ferundu 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 udugoti wa bun. So I jot it down, I record the rhythm, and I call and I send it to Dale Guzman. I said, I need a guitar because I don't have the musical talent.
mhm, mhm.
And I sent
So
to
y
Dale.
so you
Dale,
the songwriter too?
yes, Dale played the guitar. I don't know how I was inspired for
You
that.
are just example,
So,
you know, the
left to
you
right.
can reach as high as the star. There's no
Yes.
limits, no
So
limits.
my advice to those who want to, don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to venture outside. And don't ever tell yourself, oh, I'm not doing because so many books are out there. If you want to write books, for example, so many books
Mhm,
are out there. So mine will not make it. No, Those books don't have your flavor.
Mhm.
Your book might just be the one,
Mhm.
and there's so many people in this world, and there's so many fractions of interest that your book might just meet the interest of that fraction,
Yes, that is very true.
right? So
Yeah.
it might not be my interest,
Mhm.
but not because it's not my interest that you shouldn't put it out there.
Mhm.
Others were interested,
Yeah.
right? So
They have
my
a
book
cup
is
of tea for
central,
suit everybody, you know.
correct. Have
And
faith in
they have
and
different
ask from
different
God.
makers of the tea, but there's a cup of tea out there where
That's
just
right.
right for you.
And put their faith in God,
Mhm.
that great spirit. Okay, what name you put, have faith,
Mhm.
put it into his hands.
Amen.
Amen.
Alright, so these are more photos of that day.
Yes, so that's the game.
Mhm.
I call Yaul. I those are my pictures, but I got the idea from playing the Spanish chalupa.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And weirdly, this was 2019 when I
Mm-hmm.
looked at that when I sent you these
Yeah,
as I took them.
I did the volume one and the game in 2017 or 18. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Volume two, I did. So yeah, this one. Yeah, 2019, volume two.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So when you saw, you know what year followed.
Mhm.
What did you think, knowing that you decided to just move and made this happen,
Mhm.
this in 2019, and then that year came after that, what were you thinking then?
Over the COVID,
Yes.
yes. I said, well, I can decide to let COVID knock me down. This the whole experience that is
Mhm.
lockdown and everything. And I
Mhm.
was I was laying down and I praying, doing my devotion. Then it hit me. We're all here locked down. We cannot leave as we want, but to stay in a space.
Mhm.
And I said, I can teach Garifuna. So I jumped out of my room and I went into my daughter's room and I told her I have this idea. We can teach Garifuna. I would need your help. Say, yes, mommy, we can do it. And I
Mhm.
started to plan. I said, what will I teach? So we have a plan. We got our sharp paper. We have markers. So my door was the blackboard. The walls of this house was the blackboard. And we wrote and then we showed and we taught. And that took a life of its own.
Mhm.
When I met some people, they told me, said, we didn't know, but that was our therapy.
Look at
We
that.
look forward to the class. If nothing else, they might be down for the day, but when that time come,
Mhm.
yes, that time
And
came,
and
yes,
what did you make that on Facebook?
yes, on
Uh,
Facebook. So
so
then I was
those
trying to put,
videos are still out there?
they were on my Facebook somewhere, and then I was trying to put them into the YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's I haven't been able to finish that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I haven't just haven't found the time to.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so that was fun. We played card. We would sing. We have the grammar component. We have
Oh,
poetry. We had song, and then we had games.
very
Always
nice.
end with games. Yeah,
Mhm.
fun.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Tell you when you feel like,
Yes,
the
when it's
inspiration done, he calls you and say,
man,
"I'm not done with you yet,"
yes, that is so true.
"Here is more. You can
There
do
is
more.
more.
Here it is."
Mm-hmm. So that was excellent with COVID.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the therapy, our therapy. That was
Mhm.
my way of giving back,
Right.
my way
Right.
of helping people to, feel hopeful
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
they're not lonely and
Right.
depressed.
They're not alone. They're not in it alone.
Yes, because when we
Mhm.
pray, then others are putting in answer in the chat. So conversation happening, and
Yes, connection,
know that they're not
connection.
alone. That there's so many people, and I was shocked that so many people just lag on and let
Mhm.
it go.
Mhm. Mhm. Look
Mhm.
at that. Wow. Wow.
There's my sister in there.
Mhm.
She made it happen.
Nice. All right. So in all of that, is there anything that's coming up that you haven't spoken about yet? In terms of what next, or where do you see
Mm.
yourself in the next few years?
In next 2 years, I want to would have improved on what I'm doing. I want to have empowered more people. I want that more speakers of Garifuna would be around, and that those who are ashamed of being who they are, that they'll be able to manifest themselves by the next 5 years. By next 5 years, that these, especially the infant students through the program at schools, that they would be comfortable and confident speaking Garifuna. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and that my animation would have reached a different level,
Mhm.
and that others would have joined the movement so that more can be out there in a
Mhm.
meaningful way. Yeah, with God's grace and guide and His guidance and the guidance of our ancestors.
Mhm.
But people can
So what
connect with
are
me.
Yeah, what are ways people can connect
Yes,
with you?
through,
If they're interested in your work, interested in learning, interested in
yes.
purchasing some of the materials that you've produced.
Hmm. I started a website, so I didn't pursue it because there were some other things that I wanted. I didn't want a dry Maguni website because the basic one was dry and Maguni to me. So
Mhm.
I said, well, let me um, make sure that I'm able to get more info and put on it. So
Mhm.
I've been working towards that.
Mhm.
So soon you can
Okay.
connect with me through WhatsApp 501-621-4097. My Facebook and Messenger, so they can connect with me through those for now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And of course, you'll let us know when the website is ready
Yes,
and up and running.
up and running for the end of the
Mhm.
year.
Mhm. And I'll put your Facebook, link to your Facebook in the
Perfect.
description of the video when I post it.
Mhm.
I don't know if you want your WhatsApp number there too. That's up to you.
Yeah, everybody
Or
know
you
that
can
one, so
say,
not a
put
problem.
okay, and I'll
Mhm.
put your number for WhatsApp too. If they
Yes,
need to reach out to you or want to reach out to you, they can do
perfect.
that.
Appreciate it.
Hmm. Appreciate you. All right, so we're only put here for a little bit.
That's right.
So when that day comes, when that time comes, what do you want people to think when they hear the name Gwen Nunez Gonzalez? Or is it Gwen Nunez Para Chanel
You know,
Gonzalez?
Marie,
As we usually say, give it theory.
give a
Give it
theory.
theory.
That ain't tell me.
So
When
when
God
it's
has,
all said and done, what do
that's
you
right.
want
When
people to
God is
think?
ready for me to
Mm-hmm.
go and continue my work in Syria, because He won't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Go in the spirit world and continue guide and empower those who are alive.
Mm-hmm.
When that time comes, I want that people will be able to see that I contributed to the preservation of the Garifuna language and to the advancement of humankind. I always ask God to help me to be a better person. And in the process, I try to help people to be a better version of themselves,
Mm-hmm.
whether culturally or spiritually or just for themselves. right? So I hope that people will remember that I would have put a little dent in that movement
Mhm.
before I am gone.
Mhm.
Mm. That's what I strive for.
Okay. Good, good. So Gwen Nunez Gonzalez, thank you for sharing, your story, your experiences, sharing of yourself, giving of yourself. Um, Thank you for all that you do, and good luck with all that you are yet to do.
Amen. Thank
And
you for this
thank
opportunity,
you
my
so much.
cousin.
Yeah, of
And I,
course.
and I must applaud you for what you're doing because we need more like this. Like I said, there are other people doing other things to ensure that our culture, and I love it.
Hmm.
And I try to support in whatever way I can because we have to support. It doesn't cost us anything.
Hmm.
Yes, it's talking to you. I don't spend a copper to anywhere. Thank you, technology.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is what we need to do. Those who can find the energy and the resources to do.
Hmm. Okay,
I applaud it.
Sir.
Did that done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Survey, survey, survey. So
Uh,
I will let you have the last word. Any last words?
okay, my last word, my Garifuna brothers and sisters. We are blessed with a rich culture and language. The conquerors have succeeded in in convincing us that our language is not good enough. In the process of losing our language, we're losing ourselves, our rich value system, and in the process, we're becoming a last people, a last generation. But we can find ourselves.
Mm,
God created this world, and He created each one of us in with His own image and language and image, right? So nobody should come and tell you that you're not good enough, and you believe them. Do not settle for nothing less than your Garifuna vibes. Our language teaches us rich values, our culture teaches us rich values. So do not allow politics, religion, urbanization, education, and whatever other nation to deprive you and this world of what you can contribute to the survival of Garifuna growth. Put our feet in our great and awesome God and walk behind Him with His guidance. And let us give our ancestors the respect that they so deserve for upholding our culture from the exile to that rough journey up to now. So the onus is on us. We tell
mhm,
them thank you. We're grateful for what
mm,
you've done. So we embrace our
mhm.
gratefulness. So Sereme.
Sir, my Gwen.
Mm-hmm. Ayo.
Ayo.